Hey guys, welcome back to my channel on the 6 Yard Banter. Today we're having a conversation about Liverpool because what on earth is going on at Liverpool? I mean, don't get me wrong, I really like what's going on there. I like it. Because despite signing Europe's hottest talent, the performances have been anything but convincing. And today, we'll end it with conversation as regards Enzo Fernandez and a surprising sacking within the club scouting department. So stick around. This one is juicy. Let's go. So let's start with Liverpool. On paper, this team looks like the team that should be flying. And Slot has come in with fresh ideas, a new system, and the full backing of the board. They've brought in players like Isak, Florian Wirtz, Kerkers, Frimpong, and even Eketike. These names are not just ordinary names. These are names that are with high potential, big impact players. But let's be honest, midfield now with the addition of Florian Wirtz. Okay, but no, it's just underwhelming, and it looks like it's easy to go through the Liverpool midfield compared to last season. The the energy in the midfield is just lacking, and that's the heartbeat of every team. If a team is going to win, if a team is going to dominate, it's the midfield. Okay, and it's just something is missing there. Okay, the whole system just looks so disjointed. This is having spent over 500 million, nearly 500 million, if not more, in a single window. Isak, Florian Wirtz, Kerkers, uh, uh, Mamash. That's really what's the other guy's name? I'm missing the name. Eketiki. This is nearly okay. It's not five. It's not 500 million. Okay, unless I've missed, a name is missing also. Well, still yet having acquired all these players, you would expect that Liverpool should be flying high end, should be dominating in all areas. But no, they're just underperforming, and now they've fallen off from the top to the second. I mean, they're in this second position with Arsenal first, as Liverpool Chelsea smacked them left and right at the bridge last before the international break. So yeah, the question is, what do you guys think of this Liverpool now? Do you think that everything that Klopp and Slot is doing is okay? So this is it, yeah. Do you think that it was Klopp's philosophy and style or pattern last season that got Liverpool the league, or it was Slot doing a little bit of tweak? And this season, do you think Slot is struggling to implement his philosophy and style of play? Because if you look at the way they played last season compared to this season, they look it's a far cry compared to the way they played last season. The midfield, everything just looks like there's a lot of communication gap. And then you talk about the performance of Mohamed Salah recently. It's just unlike Salah. It just feels like probably Liverpool should have allowed him go to Saudi Arabia or something. But something is definitely missing. Let me know what you guys think about everything. Do you think that it's just um, they are struggling to understand what Anslot wants them to do, or you think that Anslot is overcomplicating uh, his tactics and all that? Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. So we'll move on to Enzo Fernandez. Yesterday, there was a news that Enzo Fernandez has picked up an injury around his knee area playing for Argentina. And, whoa, this is scary anyway. For me, it's scary, but if we are losing Enzo Fernandez and we are still not sure of the return date of Cole Palmer, and Levi Colwell is also out. Hmm. I mean, this one is a head scratcher for me. Okay, Enzo Fernandez has withdrawn from international duty due to inflammation in his knee. It's not a major injury. Okay, it was. He's this Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, and even Cole Palmer at some point they've been playing through injuries. At some point, they've also been getting injections and all that. If you remember my last video where I talked about Moises Caicedo having femoral something type of injury that is actually playing through, which is actually painful. It was brought to public that some of the Chelsea players have actually had to play through injuries, are still playing through injuries because they've not had enough time to rest and recover. And yeah, so this one is it's not a major injury. I think it's just an opportunity for Enzo Fernandez to rest because immediately returns from the international break ends this week, yeah, and the players are supposed to play on Saturday, and Chelsea have an early kickoff. So I don't know how that's gonna work or what Enzo Maresca is gonna do with this news. Just highlight how crucial Enzo Fernandez. A lot of people just flog him and try to throw him under the bus, saying it's too expensive and he should be doing more because of the amount of money spent to get him. And I get that, but then if we don't have Enzo Fernandez in the team right now, before we got Andre Santos back, we would understand how massive Enzo Fernandez is, how important Enzo Fernandez is to Chelsea. So yeah, it's very important today to Enzo Maresca's setup. You can just see how much Enzo dictates play when he's fit, and the idea of losing him even for a short term, okay, will actually make it's. I'm sure the fans will be. This news came out yesterday, so I'm sure there's going to be lots of meltdown. There's going to be lots of meltdown. So I just hope that it's not something serious. Okay, especially with the run of fixtures that we've got coming up. We've got Nottingham Forest, we've got Ajax, we've got is it Sunderland, and then we've got Wolves. These are games that Chelsea can still manage to win without so much having Enzo Fernandez in the team as well as Cole Palmer. But we need our best players fit. Okay, and I hope it's not the same. So to wrap up, this news flew under the radar, but Chelsea have sacked the scout responsible for recruiting players from the Bundesliga. Now that's interesting, okay? It just tells you that the board isn't happy with the return on investment from that scouting region, and I'm gonna tell you the truth, okay? No one is. The players that we've got that Chelsea have gotten or bought from the Bundesliga, most of them have been underwhelming. We talk of Kai Havertz, we talk of Christopher Nkunku, and Christopher Nkunku is a different situation because Chelsea used him in a position that is actually not his role. I mean, Nkunku can play as a second striker and a 10, like we have Joao Pedro playing, but he's not a target man or he's not an out and out striker. We can always do well with the makeshift with Christopher Nkunku, but he's not an out and out striker. So I'm going to make excuses for Nkunku, and if you see him, he's doing very well playing in Milan. Okay, this just the recruitment, the scout in that region have just they've just not been it for me. Okay, and I think that the board wants a shake-up in that recruitment structure. Maybe they are acknowledging that some decisions just haven't worked out the way they have. Okay, and yeah, I think that there are good players in Bundesliga. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you can see in Ekitike in Liverpool, even though sometimes he looks lost. I mean, he's still scoring. Okay, so Yeah. What do you guys think about this news that Chelsea have sacked the scouting players responsible for scouting players or recruiting players in the Bundesliga or being sacked? What do you guys think about it? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And what do you guys think about Enzo Fernandez uh, injury? What do you think this could mean? What impact this can have? I hope that it's not that serious and that is ready come Nottingham Forest on the weekend after the international break. Yeah, so that's everything that's come out. There is another news as regards Chelsea showing interest in Ivan Toney and Dusan Vlahovic, but the I don't think there's anything credible coming from that because even the source is just one person um, that has who is it Oyston or Nisa Kinsella bigged up at one point, and then since then it's just been giving false news and all that. This is not me calling him out or anything. I'm just saying that you just take his news or report with a pinch of salt because there's nothing really that Chelsea. It's been said by reputable journalists that Chelsea are not looking for a major shake-up in the January transfer window. So there's no need for Chelsea to hold for us fans to hold our breath. I mean, if me, what am I going to have between Dusan Vlahovic and Ivan Toney? I mean, at one point before he moved to, I mean, Ivan Toney before he went to Saudi Arabia, I was so looking forward to him joining Chelsea. If Chelsea have someone like Ivan Toney right now, like we could do well with an Ivan Toney, it will do Chelsea a lot of good, like a whole lot of good. But then, what's going if truly Chelsea are actually interested in him and are hoping to do a loan for him for the January transfer window, who's going to pay his salary? Is it going to be split? Like, is earning about 400,000, at least 400,000, without even tapping this away from tax free 400,000, 400K every week. So who's going to be responsible for that? I don't think the Saudis will want him in England and then still end up paying such amount. And for Dusan Vlahovic, I like him. Plus the fact that is a left footer. Plus the fact that he's very very good. You could see the kind of goals he's been scoring lately, especially against Dortmund and all. He's very very technical, but then the problem is his injury record is very very poor. He's very very poor. So yeah, I don't think so. That's why I'm saying we just take it with a pinch of salt. At worst, at worst, it's also been confirmed. I don't even think there's any worse thing to do. Okay, at worst, I would have said Emmanuel Emega at Strasbourg could join in the January transfer window, but that has also been squashed unless something really really happens before the January transfer window and there's a serious injury crisis. Even still, I think that is going to be a far cry from getting done. Let me know what you guys think about it. And yeah, Esteval has been lighting up the Brazilian squad, the team. He scored 2 goals against what did they play against? Is it Venezuela? I mean, sorry, the Chinese and is it Chinese or Korea? China or Korea? I think it's one of them, and he scored 2 goals. They had a front three of front a front four of Cunha with the as the target man, Vinicius on the left, Rodrigo playing from the 10, and Esteval playing from the right. And it was just everywhere. It wouldn't give the defenders breathing space. The guy is just too good for his age, and he looks so matured. That's all I have for now. If there's any other thing that comes up later in the day or before, I'm sure I'm definitely going to be here to give you guys more content. Okay, something that we can all talk about before the international break is over. But until then, it's Chelsea first and rivals next. Peace.